I'm one of you too, I swear.
Okay.
I come in peace.
It's just going to be pure round table, and then we're off. No time for one-to-ones, okay?
Ooh.
Okay, you're off.
No pressure.
Okay.
Don't mess up. Be on your game.
Okay, guys, so season 4 finale, what was your reaction to the show? And what did you feel about fans' reaction to the show?
You know, I don't want anybody to get too scared, like in the fact that everyone, or most of us, kind of disbanded a little bit and kind of walked away from Star City just for a little bit. But, you know, we just needed a little vacation. I needed to go to maybe Corto Maltese or Hawaii or somewhere with a beach. And I feel like Diggle and Lila needed to do the same thing and just kind of like relax. And I feel like we're all going to be coming back at our own pace for our own reasons. So I don't want anyone to be too afraid.
I'm actually 2 episodes behind, so she just spoiled it for me.
Sorry. That's what I do. I'm sorry.
It's okay, I'll get over it.
Okay.
Okay, just a question. Yeah. Hello. We heard a major spoiler about a new villain that is coming for the new season.
That's something I don't know about.
Really?
Please tell me.
But we heard somebody called James is supposed to come and he's not supposed to have any superpower. Can you confirm that this is a rumor that actually
I don't ever get told any information, so this is the first I'm hearing of it, so I cannot confirm or deny it for you, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was another villain off the bat, right, guys? I mean, we kind of need a reason to keep going.
If it's a rumor, it's totally true.
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you feel about how your characters progressed over the seasons?
Oh, it's been amazing. One of my favorite things about this show is being able to represent not only just females in a whole, but and the way that all the female characters do. It's just like so badass, and I really have enjoyed bringing a young girl who's damaged and a little crazy and full of herself in the beginning to a real stand-up human being, and taking that evolution and having her go through things from the negative partying and all that to actually losing her family and just going through all these real life scenarios and growing up in her own right, and taking the time that we did to do it was really great because we were able to do justice to a growth rather than just like in 1 year she goes through everything and is at the end of it she's in a Speedy costume. Like, it was really nice to have this like story to progress along with, and I feel like it actually made me grow up a little bit. I mean, not by my outfit clearly, but
I think we're really fortunate on the show to be a part of a writing staff and production team that values its female characters and female castmates so much. We get to fight for freedom and for love and for justice right along next to the men. Sometimes we fight for our men, and sometimes we fight for our own storylines, and I think that's very rare for females on television in general. So it's wonderful watching a character like Thea turn into Speedy, or someone like Nissa who learns how to love through the Lance sisters, and watching the Lance sisters go through their entire development. I think we have such a wonderful cast of strong females, and I think that's so important and vital, especially for the young generation coming up.
absolutely agree.
Having sort of a gay relationship with Sarah Lance, do you think that's a big step? Do you think that's a big thing for reality TV?
I think it was a wonderful step, and I appreciate the Arrow writers so much for how they dealt with it. A lot of times if you have a character that is not, unfortunately, like a male white character or a female white character, there's always an explanation for why they're black and on the show, why they're Latino and on the show, why they're Asian. They have to have a story of some sort to explain that, or if they're gay or lesbian or transsexual, there has to be an explanation as to why. And the beautiful thing that the writers did on this show was they just introduced our relationship, said this is what it is, we don't have a backstory for it, and everybody just kind of accepted it, and that I love that. So they weren't gay or bi because this happened in their life or this whatever. They just were what they were, and I think that's so important, and I think that's a huge step forward.
Talking about the Lances, of course we've lost both of them in a way, haven't we? From Arrow, we've lost Sarah to Do You Think Legends of Tomorrow, and of course we've lost Laurel as well on the show this season with her death. And what was your reaction to both of those things, both Sarah going over to DC Legends of Tomorrow and also Laurel dying this season?
I mean, I think we were all very excited for Katie Lotz. Them two both having Katie names makes things a little difficult. But Yeah, for lots, it was, a very exciting thing because she was getting, to be on her own show, to kind of carve out her character a little bit away from our show. And because, her character came in about, season 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was, when you're coming into a show a couple seasons in, it's always a little different rather than starting it from the beginning. So it was really good for her. I think that she got a fresh start on something else. But for the whole Katie Cassidy situation, that was one of the most difficult things that any of us have ever had to film. I mean, not that any of the deaths have ever been easy, but, we lost Tommy after season 1. We lost Moira after season 2. This was 4 years in, and so we were all so close at this point, to the point where more than ever this time it felt like losing a limb. But, she has her Black Siren thing coming out on The Flash, which is pretty amazing, and I know that CW and DC in a whole love to keep, bringing people back and playing around with their characters and hopping us from show to show. So I'm quite excited to see what they're going to do with her character. I don't know where she's going to end up, but it's great to know that she's still with us. It's not like she's gone.
I think that's
Speaking of hopping show to show, with the Flash setting up pretty obviously Flashpoint as the beginning of next season, do you think that you guys will be showing up in that? Or?
Well, they did announce, this is one thing I do know about next year. The one piece of information that I do have that I can potentially confirm as not being a rumor is the fact that we've always done our crossovers with Arrow and Flash, and then we had this one with Legends. Now this year we're gonna do a crossover of Arrow, Flash, Legends, and Supergirl. How? I don't know, but it is apparently set to happen. So yeah, we're all very excited to be hopping into each other's realms, and all I gotta say is I want to be in Earth 2. So as long as that happens, I'm happy.
Me too.
Earth 2 seems so much better than regular Earth.
As an actor, how do you feel about crossovers?
They are interesting in the sense that we all love each other because the Flash shoots literally next door to us. So I can walk over and steal from their catering if their lunch is before mine. It's great. So I take advantage of that all the time. And Grant and Danielle and all of them are great close friends. And Legends, even though it shoots in Vancouver as well, their stages are a little bit off from ours, but we all still get to run into each other and hang out in the cities. So we're already kind of like a knit close family on our own rights away from the show. So it's always really fun coming to each other's and getting to play with each other on set. But the actual building of the crossovers and shoving it into our seasons when we have 23 episodes and 8 days to do each of those episodes, it's a very difficult thing because we're all of a sudden not making 1 hour of television in that 8 days. We're somehow supposed to accomplish double the amount with twice the amount of people.
I can tell you from coming on, because I haven't been a part of the crossovers, but whenever I walk on set after they've done a crossover, everyone is so shattered.
Yeah.
Just completely shattered. But the response that you get from every single one of them is, we love doing the crossovers because the fans appreciate it so much.
Exactly.
And that is
it's so worth it.
The honest to goodness response from everybody, from Steven down to the crew, that they love doing them even though they are just knackered by the end of it.
Yeah,
so.
it's when we start going over our legal hours of work and pretending like we're not. And we all end up living on set and we lose our Saturdays and sometimes our Sundays. And it becomes a bit of a jumble, but it's all in the end tiringly worth it. And the jokes and the vibes on set are always just as positive as they are normally. I mean, it's we're playing the same character throughout it, so it's not like there's much of a difference. If, I got to go to Earth 2 or got to do something like Katie is just becoming a whole different superhero, it would be awesome to be able to actually really play around with a totally different version.
If you could invent your own Earth 2 character, what would you have them do?
Well, I keep on saying that Thea needs to be in Earth 2 as Artemis and or as Speedy with a yellow cape, because that's just something I need in my own personal life. If I am not the first person on the show with a cape, I might lose it. It's like my one requirement. It's the one thing I've asked for since day one. It's been 4 years, guys. Can we please start this whole fan tweeting thingy or whatever that says
Hashtag
Thea,
get Thea.
cape, Speedy cape, whatever. Just get it going. I need it.
Good or evil?
That'd be amazing with a cape. Just all that matters. Good or evil. Just amazing. Yeah. Oh my God, yes. What is this? Oh my God, I'm actually in Superman colors too. Thank you. I feel so
He's like,
great.
"You
I
better
feel
give
like
back."
Grant Gustin gets to feel every day.
Now why?
I mean, DC having kept the cinematic universe apart from the TV universe, is it frustrating for you to maybe to not play your character in the movie, or do you keep that separate in your head as well?
It's something that we have all just kind of we get it. We're not going to fight about it anymore. We're not going to bring it up anymore. But it was something that in day one when it started to happen, and we were about season 2 when they started telling us that we had to start basically killing off the Suicide Squad that we were starting to build in our own Arkham. Kind of, who was it that was running it? Lila was kind of just keeping them all imprisoned or whatever. Like, we were actually trying to build that on our own on the show. And then I guess once DC found out that they were going to be doing their own movie of it, we had to axe all of the characters before we even got to show them, which was a little annoying at first. And then when, Steven found out that there's going to be a Justice League, it only seemed rightly so that he would be playing Green Arrow on it, as well as that Grant would be playing the Flash. And it just seemed like the right, normal answer. And, once they said no, you can't really fight against them for it because they are the people who gave us a job in the first place. So you just have to sit there on your hands and be like, okay,
Yeah,
I get it.
I think it's above our pay grade knowing why, whatever legal matters are happening behind the scenes as to why they're keeping them separate. But I do know if Stephen and Grant were to be given their parts in the movie theaters, they would
They'd
kill
take
it.
it in a second.
They would kill it and just be amazing. I think they could totally hold their own in there. So
Everybody
Yeah.
knows that.
Everybody, I
so-
mean, it's a thing. We all know that they do, and it proves the fact that it does work because Marvel does it in their own weird right. They kind of mash between their Agents of Shields into the movies and stuff. So it's a little upsetting because you know it is possible and it can be done.
and how good it would be.
And how good it would be if it was done, because you're basically giving the world 2 different Flashes
Yeah.
all of a sudden. And it's just,
But again, we don't know why it's happening, and we can't.
throw your hands up in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, you saw the lovely Colton Haynes come back this year as Roy. How was that for you, and what are the chances we might see him on the show again in the future, do you think?
Well, he just announced 2 weeks ago that he is coming back in season 5, which is the greatest thing ever. Having him come back in season 4 was amazing. I wish we got to do more stuff together. I really wish that we got to see us both in our costumes, and hopefully we'll see that in season 5. Put that to the Twitter as well. But yeah, I mean, when Colton, his arc kind of ended, we were all just like, wait, what? Why? Where are you going? Can you please come back? And it was so great that he decided to come back just for that one stint, and the fact that he's coming back for more, I hope we just lock him in a box and keep him there forever. I might do it in my own if they don't. So just, if you don't see Colton for a little while and he's not posting on Instagram,
He's fine.
it's okay,
She's
he's
feeding
safe.
him. She's
He's
feeding him.
fine. He's in my care.
What would you like to see? What would you like to see him do on the show next?
I mean, I'd love to see him back as Arsenal. I'd love to see Speedy and Arsenal fighting alongside together.
He would be really confused as to why his costume was shredded, though.
Yeah. Or why it didn't fit him anymore. But I want to just be working with him as much as possible. He's my favorite human being. I love him too much.
Stephen Amell seems to be very active social media-wise, and he's always doing something where he's giving out pizza in a pizza store, or he's doing stuff for charity. Is he genuinely like that? Is he a sort of charity?
He is very much that guy. Stephen, I don't know how he does it because he makes all of us look really bad. Because none of us really do that stuff on our side. And it's horrible to say that out loud. But the guy works more than any of us do. And he still somehow has not only the energy, but the drive to keep doing so many of these other side projects, not to mention also raise a new daughter. I mean, there's so many things that he does.
Yeah, he's one of
that
the
I
hardest
don't-
working men in Hollywood.
I
He
don't get
really
it.
is.
I don't understand it. When he sleeps and how he does it. It's just.
And he never gets sick. Not even a cold.
Yeah, I've
It's
seen him sick once in
crazy.
4 years, and it was not even really sick. He just coughed twice. And it was twice in the span of 3 weeks. And we're like, oh God, Steven's sick.
Yeah, I was like, it's all going down.
The whole world is ending. And then he's totally fine. It's like, okay, great.
So obviously you guys turning up in WWE over summer then.
Yeah, I should be there.
We're gonna do a tag team.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
let me take down, is Hulk Hogan still doing it? Because I just want to, tackle him and take him down and just be like, you are too orange.
Well, I just
Stop
met
tanning.
I just met the 4 Horsemen, so maybe we could do something where she and I tag team against them. I think we would
I
totally
take two
them down.
horses. You take two horses.
Yeah, exactly.
We ride them down.
We'd wear capes for you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that'd be our
We wear
thing.
capes.
How much do you enjoy the fight scenes and like? Is it all done by yourself? or
Oh,
is
it's the best part, I think, right?
If they
It's
let us
so
all do
good.
it by ourselves, I don't think I would physically be here today
No.
to be speaking to any of you. I'm so happy that my stunt double is as incredible, not only as a martial artist, but as a human being. Like, I love my stunt double, Melissa Chin. Shout out, girl, you're the best.
Yeah.
She is honestly incredible, and I tell her every day that she's at work that she's the real Speedy, and anytime they call us to set, I'm like, no, I'm the stunt double, guys. Remember, like, I'm the one that stands there, says something, and she does everything for real. Like, I'm just there as a glorified figure, and you are the actual superhero. Because she can really do all that stuff. She even does some of the stuff in the guys' costumes because she's so badass and rad that some of the guys can't even do the things that she can do. It's just like, I mean, our stunt double and the stunt team altogether, James Bamford is a legend. He is not only the best stunt coordinator ever, but also a really great director in season 4, episodes 407 and 413, 14. Best episodes I actually have ever worked on. And yeah, I wish that we got to do more. I'm happy that we don't because there's great people who can really doing it for us. And there's also a bunch of legal reasons on why, we're not allowed to be around shards of glass because I have seen it go through a guy's calf and it is not a pretty sight. So I'm happy that we've got these badass people representing for us and holding it down.
You've both got interesting relationships.
Sorry, I'm just gonna have to cut it there.
Oh,
'cause
God.
We're right on the line.
I'm so sorry, guys.